We'll see. Um, as you can see, my background is looking pretty sweet. The title of this video, as you can see, it's a 5 minute miracle. Finding strength one step at a time. And a little bit of a little bit of a warning. If I shake or if I move, I'll show you my hand. So here, you can see um, my head also shakes when I move too quickly, and my walk is off. Um, I'm looking in the feed right now. You can, it's like the whole thing is shaky. Um, and I haven't had a shower. I just woke up a little while ago, even though it's 12 o'clock. So I don't need anybody. I don't need anybody um, commenting. You look sick. You look like you haven't slept. No, I haven't. But I wanted to get this video out there. I wanted to reconnect with all of you because I have a feeling what we're getting ready to go through is going to be a challenge, to say the least. We're entering a new age, and we've got a lot of things going on. And I've been a thought leader in my own world and helping people, thousands of people, find their way, build their company, build a better relationship. I've helped thousands of people, and I continue to do so. And I also am a healthcare provider during my Clark Kent hours. But I picked the Superman logo because I'm just enthralled with the coincidences that have happened with the last season of Superman and Lois and Superman and his dog and even with Smallville. I'm a firm believer that sometimes spirit speaks to us through um, synchronicities. And this is a video that is hard for me to do, and I've been avoiding it. Um, and I'm not nodding in agreement or shaking in disagreement. I've been having a neurological condition. Hey, how's it going? Um, Called Parkinson's, and it's been odd, right? It's been an odd path. And it's really tested me. It's really tested my veracity as a healer, um, because I'm having to yet again walk the talk. And the funny thing is I had been so disconnected from um, really what I had been through in the past, whether it was surviving cancer or breaking my back or having my face crushed and dying twice. Even though I'd said it, I was so far from it. It was no longer, I didn't weigh out how blessed I had been, um, and how intense the work that I did in the past was to achieve walking again when I was told I'd have to have surgeries and would never walk and stand upright. Or when my face was crushed, I was told I might end up blind or worse because of brain damage, which is probably why I'm here today. It's like a wraparound back to when I was 21 with the head injury. I guess it's here to revisit, to test my skills, to test my commitment to my own words, right? So we're going to be going through um, this rebirth together. I figured with the dying of the age, with the birth of a new um, Kali Yuga, with the birth of a new era, with the birth of Aquarius, um, it's time for me to shed my old ways of ego and of superiority through information, right? Because that's what today is about, finding strength one step at a time. And I'm going to tell you a story that happened yesterday, which was really, if I cry, I apologize, but this has really just brought me to my knees in so many areas of humility. So, you can't see him, but he's a beautiful little French bulldog back there. And if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see pictures of him coming up because we're going to really be um, Superman and crypto. I'm going to emulate Superman in every single area of my life. Um, we were in the park. We went for a walk, and it's like normal. And then, he gets so excited because it's a bit of a ways to get to the grass, and this is huge open field where they play soccer. And then he loves to grab his leash and bounce up in the air like a bunny. He loves to fly. He bites the leash and wants to be swung. And I normally could do that, you know. I normally would hit the park and do 20 or 30 pull-ups. And yeah, I gotta take these off for a minute. But I can't right now. I'm going to, and I've got to figure out a different way of approaching my life. So he went to grab the leash and do his bouncing, and he almost pulled me over because my balance, due to Parkinson's, is testy at best, right? For right now, because I've got to really work on my core, which I hate abs. I really hate doing sit-ups. I was all about the biceps and the thighs. So now I got to work on my core. I got to work on my butt, my glutes, my abs, and being sturdy, which makes sense, right? The gut, where things really hit you. I was soft. I was weak, um, and I didn't know it. And that's why this hit me so hard. So to finish the story before we move into this, he grabbed the leash and he jumped and he bounced, and I almost fell over. And I caught myself, and then dropped the leash immediately and then circled back around and like centered me and locked eyes on me like, "What? What's up?" And then he looked down and then he looked back at me and he looked around to see if anyone was looking, like he's my best friend, right? And then he came over and he kind of leaned against me and put his paw on my leg, like, "It's okay." So then we started walking, and it was just a wild time. Because even he recognized, hey, wait, you've got something else you're working on. You've got an obstacle that's in your way and a challenge. So he was so self aware. So that reminds me even more of how connected we are to God, how connected we are to Spirit, and how every single thing around us is supercharged with Spirit and with connection. And here we are, oblivious, insulated with our clothes, our shoes, our cars, our houses, our itineraries, our ideas. We're we're insulated so bad that even my dog could pick up faster than people at my work or people that are almost cut me off inside the store and almost knock me to the ground. Not that I'm a weak man. I'm 6 foot and 190 pounds and still a beast, but my balance is like I've been on a boat for 6 days without any water. So I'm like, "Whoa." Um, he caught on because he's in that loop. He's in that loop where life lives, where the spirit lives. And this whole idea this weekend taught me about a powerful lesson of balance, of healing, and this quest for miracles that's happened. And that if we just kind of slow down, if we just slow down for a second and remind ourselves life isn't a race, it's a marathon, right? And for a marathon, you have to pace yourself. You have to carb load, right? You have to realize you got to know that that race is really long because you got to save some kick for the last leg. And so many of us, including myself, have been running a race from point A to point B and not really backing away like Yeshua would say to see the big picture, right? To see the forest for the trees. And so when I'm thinking about my life moving forward and I'm thinking about how I'm becoming what I had talked about, right? I'm yet again being tested like Job to walk the talk. But this time, um, I need a freaking miracle. I've been experienced. I was told I wouldn't walk, and I've had miracles. I mean, I drowned in a river 6 minutes under, and I made it back. My face is titanium on the right side. I was told I would never look the same, lose my sight. I lost 6 years of memory, which was a miracle in itself. That was great because those memories really sucked. So losing those wasn't a bad day. But I've been a testament. I'm living proof that miracles happen. But like a cat with 9 lives, I think this is the ninth inning for me. This is that inning where the walk has to match the talk explicitly. And I feel like I'm in step with society right now, with what we see around us. We're being humbled as a culture, as a society. We're being reminded of God. We're being reminded of spirit. We're being reminded that there's got to be something more important than um, how big your house is, how big your banking account is. This money won't fix what I've got, right? You know what'll fix what I've got? Digging deep into my heart, digging deep into my freaking soul, and acceptance, right? So for me, creating this concept of the 5 minute miracle means not only do I have to become the miracle, not only do I have to see the miracle, not only do I have to recognize my life as a miracle, but I have to start seeing every single thing as a miracle. Because if I'm a magnet, I'm attracting what I'm allowing. And when I get upset, I tend to move more. So my apologies to you guys if I'm like a moving target right now. You don't have to worry about making eye contact. I'm just getting used to it. So we're going to work towards this goal of taking life on one bite at a time, learning to digest, not download, learning to walk together. I don't need you as a follower. I want you to become my friend, my community, my support. We got to be there for each other because what's coming is going to be so crippling, but so needed. You see, my ego had gotten so far out of bounds. My access to knowledge and the spirit had gotten so presumptuous. And this is bringing me back to earth, back to Eden, back to home. This is bringing me back to reality, to reality, what really matters. This is bringing me back to my body because I'll tell you what, people can beg all they want for ayahuasca. They can beg all they want to travel to the stars. You can believe aliens are coming to save you. But at the end of the day, whether aliens land or whether the earth is saved, it's how you see yourself inside. Um, it's that conversation you have right before you go to bed. It's what do you think about when you wake up? What's important? Because it's those moments that remind you of how fragile and beautiful life is, right? And life is never going to be perfect. And like I said, I got struck with this, and I'm just coming back to begin again, kind of from the bottom, but I have all the basics because I've been here before, and I have all the knowledge that I've learned and the experience of the thousands of people that I've helped. And what I have that's different now, not just Bodhi, not just I have my own version of crypto, but I have a new sense of humility. And also, I have a new appreciation for being present and what that really looks like. And I'm not trying to escape this moment. Believe me, I don't want to fast forward. I don't want to run and hide at the sight of dislike, disdain, distaste, or something not going my way. If anything, I want to look deep into that abyss and I want to ask why, right? What's it about? Before, I used to self empower my way out of dealing with life, right? And you may be there too. You might be in this place where you've built this volume of knowledge, this library of lessons, but you haven't really learned anything because it's been this heightened state of avoidance through continually being busy, continually downloading and going from prophet to guru to master. When life starts teetering, you sit down and you tell yourself, be positive, which is fine, right? Or you try to get into a meditative state to forget about the mess, not to look at it and love it and to ask it, why are you here? What's this about? So I feel like I spent all of this time living away from life, if that makes any sense. So I'm going to begin to craft this conversation with you about how I've got to walk the talk and how we're going to awaken to all these possibilities, which have been these potentials that are just sitting in your lap right now, right? You're just maybe afraid to look, right? You're maybe afraid to actually forgive your family member because, well, that might mean that they get another chance to hurt you. You might be afraid to date or to fall in love because, well, that's dangerous, right? So you put up these fake barriers and these walls and you put yourself in this heightened state of this masculinity, whether you're a woman or a man, and you believe you call quote unquote alpha, right? And women being men and men being men and or whatever. And you put yourself in this space of safety, but it's really just exclusion, right? Um, because it's not about fixing everything all at once. It's about creating this ripple that turns into a wave of healing, healing who you are, not trying to change things, not trying to forget the past. The past is a powerful place. It's made you who you are. You don't need to forget it. And forgiving is just giving it its proper place in your story, a place of power, not a place of regret, not a place of I got to forget this, not a place of canceling people. But I found if you're like me, with the more spiritual I became, the more detached I got, and the more I pretended that I was in this state of love. But really, deep down inside, I was really not. I mean, I loved people, but I didn't love myself. You know how that feels? When you look at life and you look around you and you've got so much love for positivity and growth and spirituality and colors and songs and you love the music, but when you really, really think about it, it's just a lot of avoidance and just avoiding hurt, humility, avoiding this fear of being broken. And I noticed that in the spiritual community that the majority of people, which I believe that all this is going to change, all the people that you see like that are really popular right now, that have hundreds of thousands of followers, this perfect game they're preaching, this perfect lifestyle, this externalized existential space that they've had you living in for so long is it lacks depth because you can't love other people when you can't love the people that actually you learned the lesson from, you know? And that's what Jesus really was meaning. When Thomas said, how do I get to heaven? And Jesus was basically saying, well, there's two big requirements. To love God with all your heart. I mean, to love God means God is in every single thing you see, hear, feel, do, including the bad, right? To love God with all your heart, not just half of it, not just the half that's protected, not just the half that can only love when things are perfect, but also to love others as you would have them love you. And that's huge. And most of the spiritual practitioners I see in today's age, I was on that path. I was on the path to becoming a person that was detached, that thought I got it, but I just didn't. That was in this, stuck in this connection of I can manifest it. I can do this. If it's thinking I am God, and I don't want to be God, right? Like Jim Carrey in that movie. No, thank you. I don't want to be Santa either, right? I don't want to have to freaking cover the world in one night. No way. I want to be me, just 100% me. And I've learned that the first step in becoming a miracle is seeing the miracle. And if you want to love like you've never loved before, if you want to take those leaps of faith, if you want to reach out and be held again, to be heard again, you're going to have to approach this from a completely different angle because being loved isn't about meditation. Because I guarantee you, most of the people that pretend that they love you at a retreat, they don't even know you. They might know the surface areas that you allow to slip out here and there, but the people that really know you are the ones that you're going to be the most cautious with. You're not going to share the darker parts of you, and you don't have to, right? But for you, humility means that you're accepting the darkness and you're beginning to see it as something exquisite and powerful. And you're understanding from my concept when I died, before there was light, there was still God. So some of the places you're going to go to get what's going to give you the deepest love came from the darkest nights. And that's going to be a powerful lesson. And then you're going to put that in place. And what I had to do this morning when I woke up, because I was shocked, right? Um, I remember every single thing rather than asking for a miracle first thing in the morning. You know what I do? I ask for a miracle at night before I go to bed through prayer. My meditation now is really not just meditation, it's a state of prayer because I felt like meditation is kind of like a little bit meaningless because it's trying to find this area where life slows down so much that you feel that you can kind of slip out of the reality. I don't want to slip out of reality. I want to approach it with all myself, with all my strength, with all my attention, right? With all my heart, with all my love. I don't want to slip out the back door anymore. I don't want to try to distract myself anymore. I want to hear the car that disrupts me. I want to hear the birds that are singing too loud. I want to hear the dog barking down the street and remind myself no matter what, I can make it. I can create this peace in my heart. So even in the center of the worst experience, I can find peace, right? I walk on water. So when I start my miracle process in the morning, my first 5-minute miracle isn't about asking God to heal me. I'm thanking the Spirit. I'm thanking God. I'm thanking the universe that I woke up first off, right? Because the Parkinson's on me affects my heart too. So my heart stops and starts sometimes, and it could stop at any minute, as any of yours could, but mine has an extra chance. Um, So my first 5 minutes of making this miracle in my life come to pass when I wake up first thing in the morning, when I'm the most impressionable, when I'm connected to my subconscious, when I'm connected to my soul, when I'm connected to God. Oh, thank you. Thank you for waking up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the rest that I received. Thank you for another another chance. And I really start my day more with gratitude and praise and worship of what I am thankful for and what I'm going to be thankful for through the day. Like I'm like, thank you for a great day. Thank you for parking where I need it because I don't have my blue sticker yet. Thank you for my heart beating and staying in sync. Thank you, body, for being here. Thank you for body for coming in alignment with the spirit. Thank you for any challenges I face today. Thank you for the strength to be able to face them. Thank you for everything that I go through. Thank you for the breath. Thank you for the chance to be a witness in this walk. And then throughout the day, I remind myself with grace and thanks. And then I'll hit that afternoon, that evening time when I'm ready to go to bed and I'm drifting off. Sometimes I'll actually even fall asleep with Bodhi watching like Smallville or something. And I'll wake up, I'll be like, what? I'm like, I'll pinch my neck is like this. And I'm like, oh shit, wait, hold on. I gotta close out the day. And I'm like, thank you for the chance to be here, to live a full day in God, Spirit, Universe, Jesus. Because I love to have Yeshua as my interceder, right? And I'm like, my body isn't behaving, but I'm envisioning healing and I'm accepting it. So tonight when I go to bed, I give not only my body permission to become whole again, but I give my soul permission to leave the body, to let the body do its thing, and to explore this beautiful space of spirit, to heal my spirit, to return to this space and time with love, acceptance, radiance. You see, I'm less about cancel, delete, break up, move on, let go. I'm more about holding and moving and going towards rather than what am I leaving behind. And this is how I start my miracle process. And I guarantee you, by the time we get to all of this, I will say one thing. If I don't get healed of this challenge, I will be so empowered that everything else would have been healed. My heart, my mind, my brain, my soul, and my resonance, and everything will be so ingrained in God that if the body chooses not to follow for some reason and it needs to be in that space, I will have become such a miracle in every single area of my life and recognize miracles all around me so much that it will not bother me. And that humility that came from being knocked down again will have led me to a happy place of knowing who I am in the deepest of challenges, of knowing that no matter what, where, who, why, who I am isn't going to change. It's going to grow. It's going to take everything that I've been through and just grab it and just mold it and make it into a miracle. And so that's where we're moving towards. Um, you'll hear me say this word a lot, living proof. And I am living proof of miracles. I am living proof that someone that was barely made it through high school was able to find intelligence again. Somebody that was barely able to speak found the courage to be in front of these people on YouTube and in person, that was broken and thought I would never look the same, found my looks again, right? So you can too. And we can do this together because I'm going to guess, even if you project this powerful image of toughness or of everything is terrific, if you find yourself as one of the the fifth member of the Fantastic Four because your life is so fantastic, I guarantee you that there's still part of you that is afraid or that feels that you failed, or even worse, a big part of you that has converted your pain into this prison of boundaries so that you can't even love people unless they're perfect, and good luck finding that person, right? Even Chris Hemsworth is going to rip a fart, right? Even Brad Pitt is going to belch. Even Keanu Reeves is going to pick his nose. So if you're waiting for Mr. or Mrs. Right, it's going to be a long time. If you're waiting for love, oh yeah. If we start working towards this goal, I think you'll find it almost effortlessly and a lot faster than you thought. If you're looking for wholeness and freedom, and you don't want to have to float around in the ether pretending that you're meditating when you're really thinking about, shit, oh my God, I can't believe I got to pay this bill. Damn it, I can't believe I paid $6,000 for this retreat and it's just a bunch of bells. Yeah, you know? And I'm going to start up my Patreon again because obviously there's going to be a lot of things that we're going to want to talk about intimately together. Um, and we can't do that here because you can only just comment or be live or what have you. But in Patreon, we can do some Zooms and we can do some interactions. And I think that's going to be where we're going to find our biggest assets and where I can help bring people back on board with their miracles, you know? And so we can start to share miracles here in this space and remind people of the magic and talk about true strength as we all learn to shine from the inside out. And it's not about being perfect, obviously. It's not about waiting for Mr. Perfect, obviously. It's not about feeling so safe that it's time to love, obviously. You're going to be waiting a long time. It's not about waiting for that perfect job to enjoy what you're doing. You'll never find it if you can't find that fullness right now, because you're always going to be in a fractal state. So let's start with the first step, the first 5 minutes that you wake up. And I'll create a guide and a meditation for that to help you if it's challenging. Leave me comments down below. Share this to anyone that you feel is struggling. Um, because, like I said, I bring the volume of knowledge that I've studied. I just studied it. I didn't understand it um, in my heart, right? Aesthetically. And other people can say they do, and they can say, "Oh, you're part of the 144,000. You're part of this. You're the twin flame." They can say all of that, but only you know what you're really feeling right now. Only you know really what's in your heart, and only you really know the truth. And I want you to take that part of you and make it so pronounced and so powerful that you become your own guru. You become your own guide, and you become so deeply connected with God, source, whatever you want to call God, that you've celebrated that you're a creation, not an accident, and that you are an amazing, impossible possibility, right? So, cheers to walking the talk. I love you all. I hope that you're having a beautiful day, beautiful in every way. Um, we're going into the holidays. So I've got a lot of things I'm doing to get all of my ideas down. Stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe if you want to, and I'll put up the links later for where we're going to be in Patreon. I'm just kind of revamping everything because I really think it's time. We're going into a new age, a new era, and we have to do it differently because how we did it didn't work, obviously, right? So peace, light, and love. I'll see you all soon, and thank you for being here. Thank you for being part of this experience, and I will see all of you very soon. Bye bye. And then, wait, let me see if I can get you some Bodhi action here. He's blending into the background, so I don't know if he will be able to show up. Bodhi cam. He's right there. You can't see him though. What is that? Oh, that's my microphone. Let me move that. He's right there. He's like Batman in the night. He's like gonna spring on somebody. All right. Okay, everybody. Love to all of you, and I will see all of you very soon. Have a beautiful evening. Like, you know what's funny going out with just a joke? Number one joke when you have this issue. If you see the trailer of Rockin', you can actually come a knockin' because it's just me. There's nothing going on. That's my first funny. And then the second funny is look, I don't even have to move my hand and I can wave bye. And I can be in mid conversation and I don't even have to listen. And I can just be like, uh-huh, uh-huh, uh-huh. I'm always in agreement. I'm always active in the conversation. So it's fantastic. You got to learn to laugh because that's where love lives. All right. Talk to y'all soon. Bye.